Hello, hello. It's after 3 p.m. here, Eastern. Sorry about that. I'm a few minutes late from where I would like to start from now on, maybe. We will see. This time it uh it does make the chat more active and stuff cuz more people are active around 3 p.m. I found. But yeah, it does give me a little less free time afterwards to do things. So I pretty much hang out with people for maybe 2 hours and then go to bed. But hello, I hope you're well. VOD watchers, I hope you're doing well and hydrated. Um, get a comfort drink, some comfort food, enjoy yourself. I hope you're doing well and are healthy. Having a nice time at whatever time it may be there, wherever you may be. If it's warm, turn on the AC. If it's cold, maybe light a candle like I have here, or turn on the heaters, maybe a fireplace. I here have some pretty basic coffee today. It's it's McCafe Keurig cup. Nothing fancy today except for a squirt of mocha in it. So that's nice. It's just I did have a few McCafe Keurig cups left over from a gift uh, that was given, so I figured I would work on finishing that off. Anyway, you may sorry if my voice is also raspy. Um it's a bit dry, the weather here, so dry mouth, dry throat, no matter how much I've drank. And I also woke up with really low blood pressure, not feeling well. Um, so I had something with salt, basically to raise the blood pressure a little bit. I'll be watching myself closely on that because low blood pressure does run in the family for better or worse. But yeah, we're going to be in here. Ooh, why is it not showing? Anyway, we're going to be in here. As the title insinuates, we have gone over time from a peaceful end to war machines. And we're almost at 400,000 wealth. So, we're going to see how we can continue on this path of development. You can hear the audio here. You can hear, when we load in, I always check that we can draft, because earlier, after the first stream of this run, we did load in and everyone was undraftable. And it was a whole ordeal. I had to totally reinstall the game itself, go into Steam files and remove RimWorld altogether, and then reinstall the entire mod list. So, always checking that and hoping that I can draft when I load in. I'm just messing with the capture here until we can see everything. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Perhaps monitor 1. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so we're in. We already have some killer music to start off this stream. I love this song. I'm gonna mute just real quick to hydrate myself as it unpauses. That's some really basic coffee. Anyway, yes, I hope you're doing well. Didn't hear the alert, but my portsy senses tingled and I hath arrived. Hello, Melly! Basic bish. Yes, it's McCafe, McDonald's, Keurig cup coffee. I got it as a gift, so I was like, I may as well finish it. It's far from my favorite or main preference. Now, whoa, how are you? I'm enjoying this amazing soundtrack here, right as we load in. Zooming out, really observing the sprawl of this base here. And I'm sorry, throughout this whole playthrough, I've said sprawl so many times. It's because, as far as strategy games go, like RTS, I have put so many hours into, Stellaris, basically. And one of the big things about it is sprawl. So, you're gonna hear me say things like that, like, oh, I gotta manage my sprawl. Because as you sprawl out, right, it's harder to pick up singular places to defend. You'll have to put more random defenses across the boundaries of your base, so travel time as well. So yes, we have been working on, you can see here by all the dirt that we've tracked. Look at this, outside, this path has no dirt. No one travels these roads anymore. We have closed in the road and used it for our own devices. There's so much dirt being tracked onto these paths now because we really do use them. Now that it's a part of the base. It'd be cool if there were a feature that allowed you to make more or less a toll bridge, you know? You had to pay, someone had to pay a toll to pass on the road, otherwise they'd have to go all the way around. Right, while we were out here, we didn't really clear out this ancient danger. Takes me 40 minutes to go anywhere. Don't want to be like America, am I right? Man, imagine if there was some sort of monorail system for RimWorld. I'm sure there's a mod like that. I'm sure like big colony development based mods would have some sort of monorail for travel. In fact, I would be almost positive. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll look. Who knows? Oh, what was I gonna say? But yeah, imagine if there were also maybe some sort of tube transit, sort of like Oxygen Not Included. I'd like to take another crack at Oxygen Not Included and try to make things actually more laid out and neat. So that would be nice. Maybe do a new save. Anyway, Roland, refueling our plane here after its bombing run. You can see the heavy cargo shuttle has been uninstalled, basically packed up into a box. Which is for the best. It was more or less landed on this wall so that if raiders ever came by and decided to come near here, they could target and destroy our heavy cargo shuttle. So, we tubing, that would be fun. We're almost done with the I-100 series. I assume that's an I. Almost 10 minutes in already? Jeez. I swear, first starting the streams is always so fast. I don't know why. Thanks to High Mood, Roland has experienced an inspiration. He will conduct research 5 times as fast? I don't think I've ever seen that buff. Rollins, you only have 3 intellectual. What's your research speed, buddy? I say buddy, you're a tier 1 android. Don't get too cocky. Your labor speed is low. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Alright, research speed final value is 46%. And then 5 times that, apparently. I'm not doing the math. We're just gonna let Small Biscuit keep doing it. That'd be around 230. I could be very, very wrong. Wait. Yeah, 5 times 6, it was 46, right? 5 times 6, that's 30, then... Yeah. That should be 230. Alright, Roland has developed an addiction to caffeine. Roland, you're just having it all, aren't you? An inspiration and an addiction? By the way, the addiction to caffeine is one of the most minor ones. Oh, you have a massive tolerance, huh? All these expanded, vanilla expanded effects are, interesting to read through. I wish that the color for high blood pressure that's negligible and cholesterol didn't have the same color as, say, cataracts or asthma. Or a bad heart. I forget which one that is. But anyway. It's not that bad. So yes, caffeine addiction is very minor. Let's take a look here. It only has a 0.5 addiction percent addiction chance. And look at this. Its addiction need fall rate is 50% a day. Addiction need dose interval is only 1.8 days. Addiction recovery time, it's only 10 days. That's rather cheap. And it's actually one of the cheapest addictions to upkeep. $4.40 a day. We could afford to have everyone addicted to caffeine. It's cheaper than, say, smoke leaf and beer. I wouldn't mind it. Speaking of which, a smoke leaf addiction... Roland, you gotta get out of the drug cabinet. That's your second addiction in about 5 seconds unpaused. Congratulations. Look at your moving and manipulation skills here. I don't know if you'll be a great melee person after all. But we're gonna keep you outfitted. It's always good to have some meat in the front lines, especially since androids, like even tier 1 androids, they have much less durable parts overall than any others, even humanoids. But like, effectively, they have no pain shock threshold. They will keep going until they're downed by literally not being able to stand or by death. So it's like having a colonist on go juice anyway. So they're nice to have in the front line if you can make a bunch of cheap tier 1s. Then again, we do have an army of elephants. If I draft Melly, then there will be about 11 animals swarming her. Crazy to think about. Absolutely bonkers. Alright. I'm liking these defenses here, this front line. I was kind of thinking of closing this off so that they're even more funneled. We can have this even more focused, you know? And then we would be able to have these fields to ourselves, more or less, even though with each raid, the flame turrets would take some out, the rocket turrets would take some crops out. But you know what? I think it's something worth pursuing. There's no use for all that rocky ground. Let's just cut this off here. You know, more or less something like this. Then you know what? Perhaps we do something like this. So that anyone who wants to attack us from this side, they may need to go all the way around here. Even though they'll already be funneled over here. You know what? Never mind. Security. I want a couple of IED traps here. By the way, reinforced barriers. Let's take a look at this. 400 hit points, 65% cover effectiveness. Why not double layer? You know? Why not? Probably ruining my ability to have another mill. I'm not totally sure. This is a really small space. I think it's indicated by if this is obscured. Power output 1100. I'm not entirely certain. Perhaps this would do. Sure. Do that. Alright. I like that we have some allies here. Roland? You're inserting ingredient into what? Oh, you're making meat. Thank you. Then you're going to empty the autoclave. I would like you to clean dirt first. If you would. There's animal filth in here. I'm not totally sure why. Okay, Melee Frenzy from Lou. You do not fight. We also got a gift from our allies, the Opal Colony. 20 chitin, thank you very much. By the way, I don't know if we've read this. Oh, right, that's Melly's poem. This piece represents Melly being knocked unconscious, seemingly without remorse. Melly looks hard. The style is heartfelt with pixelated elements. That's right. Actually, we're over halfway through our 6th, I think, 7th year? Not totally sure. Skin! This piece depicts a trunk. If you squint your eyes, the unbalanced composition of the image reveals the outline of 6 villagers. This piece bears an illustration of an abstracted rendering of torture. The work makes the viewer think of helplessness. Killer's son. What about this one? On this piece is a depiction of chemists playing craps. Oh, okay. Ah, yes, they shall remember me for my hardness. Almost every shape in the image seems to be vertical. Thank you, Curve of Harmony. Curve by Harmony. A Marcus by Orange. On this piece is an artwork of a swarm of beetles, slaughtering several rams. Marcus retaliates with his cannon. The image somehow expresses both safety and compassion. Really? So, a swarm of beetles slaughtering several rams and Marcus retaliating with his cannon expresses both safety and compassion. I see. This image relates to Marcus's village being infested by giant insects on 14th of April, May, 5506. Well, Marcus, you are now past, aren't you? You got struck by a mortar while you were supplying us a vision for a bombing run. Compassion for rams, I suppose. With mocks on. On this piece is a depiction of thousands of muggers brandishing claymores. Hundreds of hyenas flee the area. 2 criminals appear in the distance. This artwork relates to Moxon's town being attacked by imps. Imps? On the 14th of April, May? 5505? I don't remember that. By the way, Moxon is now renamed to Reiko, so that's who they're talking about. Oh yes, and this is the shape with Moxon, where Moxon, aka Reiko, polished the surface of the Boeing B-52 Stratofortress. Rams are pretty cute. Yes, they are. They're also kind of mean. I've been chased by a few. Thankfully, I dodged every single ram. It's because they love you, I suppose so. Wow, go in the square. No, I refuse to go in the square. I really like the idea of giving this little lip to this barrier here, because when someone's standing here to man the turret, you can see that circle is where it labels someone to man it. If they're coming in here, where I've decreed, basically, that they will come from, they will have to try and shoot through this part of this wall in the complex, which does count as 65 cover effectiveness, and it should count doubly so for this steel barrier, which will have 65% coverage here. Now, it won't stack perfectly, but if I remember right, you should be able to stack cover effectiveness somewhat. So, whichever slave mans this turret should be extra hard to hit. You're welcome, slave. Alright, a destroyer ship landed. That's fine. By the way, our Giga Scorpion has grown. And they have a new name apparently, since they seem to have bonded. Yep, a bond with Vic. It seems their name is Tundra. Welcome, Tundra. Well, if you're bonded... Yeah, if you're bonded, I will make an exception, because Vic has that bond. Anyone else have a bond? That does mean I will need to go to Vic to micromanage that Giga Scorpion. So let's send this calf to Melly. If you please. New calves, by the way. Just looking through for more bonds. I don't remember what tells you about a bond, so these seem to be okay. Yeah, Cyberpunk and Cyberpunk Jr., that's right. Wow, Cyberpunk Jr. is age 2 now. We've had these elephants for quite a while. Let's see. Calves belong in large animals where we can more closely guard them. Grown elephants don't need that restriction. This is tyranny. She has too much power. Yes, I don't have to go into the square. You have to go into the square. That's a pretty cool name. I like Tundra. You have to go to James for that info, I believe. Thank you, Melly. Thank you. I don't know if I'm bonded with James, though. By the way, that will give Vic a permanent mood buff as long as they are Tundra's master. Being together with my bonded animal makes me feel better, +5. So, always nice, even though the mental break thresholds of even tier 3s are still low. And I think they're even lowered a bit, yes, for even tier 4. Just a little bit. Barely. But that's still something that's nice to see.